Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is Fishman Blog number 181, and we are now 1 week into the test of the new filter system I put together, and I did put it on this tank here, and you can see the water is nice and crystal clear. Now I'm showing you this female red crystal shrimp not because of that, well, not specifically anyway, but I thought she was carrying some eggs, so I thought I'd do a little recording here, and of course when I put it into, well, my editing mode, I get to see it in a much larger screen and have a look at her. She's not carrying any eggs, but it just looked like it for a second or two there, but it was just the swimmerets I was seeing. So anyway, she's nice and healthy, and as I said, this is the tank that filter went on, and I mean, you can't get any clearer water than that, and everything looks really quite healthy. So here it is, zoomed out. The reason why I'm showing you these two tanks is they both have the same filter design. This one here, all I did was I took the media that was in the other filter system, you're going to see that in a few minutes as well, and plopped it into here. Nothing else has changed in this tank. All the plants are the same, all the fish are the same, all the feeding, everything else is exactly the same, except that there as well. That is polywool. And to tell you the truth, I wish I had not swapped that out. Not because I like the effect or dislike the effect. It is, would have been a better comparison between the two designs if I had let the old media in there. It would still end up clear, but unfortunately you're going to have to take my word for it instead of just, seeing it. Well, again, that's my mistake, but anyway, it's working really quite well. And we're going to switch over here in a second to what it looked like before with the other filter design. And the only real difference in it is how the flow is going to go through this. So here we go. This is a couple weeks ago now. And as you can see, the water is a lot less clear. The fish are fine. I mean, everything about it is perfectly fine, except, well, like I said, it's not as clear. And that, well, it matters to a point, depending upon your point of view, I guess. I prefer like this sort of style, this look here. It's easier to see the fish. Well, they're healthy regardless. I mean, I have a tank that's full of green algae, and the fish in there are perfectly happy. Unfortunately, you just can't see them at all. So this is the next tank that's going to get that filter. It's going to go in here because I've always been upset with this tank because it's never ever clear. It has an underground filter on a moment, and well, the Cories just seem to keep things in a perpetual state of cloud. So I want to swap it up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the chemistry of the tank. It just, that little extra clarity is all I'm after. So anyway, that's next in line, and I want it to look like this, and we'll see if that filter design will actually do that. So yeah, that's the plan going forward for the next little bit anyway. And the other things I want to do, as I mentioned last week, I want to start breeding the white clouds in a much larger, more industrial style, whatever you want to call it. I want more of them. And this is the tank I'm going to do that in. I'm going to put in, I'm not sure exactly how many yet, but that's coming up. I'm going to show you the white cloud tank, the pond, in a few minutes, and you can have a look at them. They're actually doing really well. They finally got to the point now where they've settled in and will actually come to the corner where I feed, and they're not running always to the back and hiding. So like I said, all these are doing really well. Very happy with that. And my war on duckweed, it progresses. As you can see, it's much better. But I've been here before, as I said. It's very difficult to get rid of. All it takes is one small little plant somewhere, very hard to find, see, or anything, and weeks later, all of a sudden, it's all back. So I have to keep up my vigil. The hard parts are in with the floating plants like the hornwort. I've cut back the amount of hornwort I have quite a bit. It's only in a few tanks at the moment, and ones that I can easily access so that I can keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's, like I said, quite a bit better than it was. I mean, some of these tanks are just covered, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to keep at it. The other thing I want to do, of course, is go to the next stage of the design for this filter, and that is to put some a little bit of gravel and some immersed plants in the top of that and get that going as well. And this is the section here. This is what I have to really watch out for when dealing with the duckweed. there could be any number of small little plants in there, or just kind of just in amongst the needles of the hornwort. Like I said, it's one of the things you have to really keep an eye on. And I'll do so, and hopefully this time I'll be a winner, and I'll actually get rid of this stuff. So these are the tanks that are underneath the ones that I showed you, and this is the rest of that original rack. I am also working on the duckweed in here, and I just wanted to show you. This is one of the ones that I'm probably going to have to be the most careful about, because that's an awful lot of hornwort, and I don't really want to cut it back too far. There's always a danger when you cut stuff back extremely that you end up losing the plant. I don't want to. This is a really nice plant, and I wanted to keep going. The reason why I'm showing you this angle here is because the other thing I mentioned, I want to build a anti-splash guard on these box filters, and I wanted to show you that because I don't really care for this style lid here anymore. It's too cumbersome, because all I really want to do is keep the water from splashing up onto the lights mostly, but also just keep the evaporation down. And so I'm going to come up with something like that, and that's another thing I have in mind. I am going to try and show you this fish. I was hoping it would turn sideways so you get to see it. It does by the end of this. This is a humpback limia. I picked it up at an auction. It and 6 of its brothers, as it turns out. It was a bag of them, and I said, oh, they're kind of cool. I'll pick them up. I didn't look closely enough to see that they're all males. Unfortunately, whoever was the vendor for this wasn't kind enough to put a female in there. So anyway, I'll have to try and hunt one down. Like I said, they're a lovely little fish. I'm trying to spook it here, trying to get it to turn. It will, and I said in a few moments, do so. Like I said, it is a lovely fish, and as you can see, it's not timid at all. And like I said, I wouldn't mind breeding them, but again, of course, I need a female. So there you go. That's one of the things also that I have on the... Oh, there it goes. I'm going to pan down here in a second. I should probably just cut all that out, but I apparently missed it in editing. It's going to turn here in a second, and yeah, they're a lovely fish. Kind of remind me a little bit of platies, of course. They're the same sort of family, but anyway. So yes, duckweed is going to progress. Hopefully I will eliminate it, but that's, I guess, well, actually it is important to me, but it's not crucial, I suppose. All right, lovely fish. So anyway, doing well, and unfortunately, like I said, I don't have any females, so I'll have to find one somewhere. Let's move on. So these are the white clouds. They're fat, they're mature, they're doing really well. I'm going to pick out, probably just start with a pair, maybe two males and a female. We'll see. They're doing really well in here, so I'm just going to pick out a few and stick them in that other aquarium, leave them there for a few days, and then pull them out and wait to see what comes out of it. I may also put a tray in here, see if they'll lay any eggs in that. Of course, pull those out and try and breed them, try to raise the fry there. I have something else I want to mention when I start raising these, but I'm going to leave it for that time. I managed to get a hold of a different method for raising fry, and I want to go into the details on that. That's going to be coming up as well. And as you can see, this pond just continues to do really, really well. I still haven't cut this back and transplanted it into the tray on the left. But it's doing really well. I mean, it's perfectly fine. It will continue to grow no matter what I do or don't do with it. These guys are doing awesome. I have 2 males now that are all colored up and want to breed. There goes the other one there. I've had 2 mouthfuls in here so far, and I think one is still carrying them. I'm not sure if the other female is still holding or not. I'm going to pull one of them out once I have enough tank space for them. And I do want to raise a few more of these because they are, as you can see, just absolutely lovely fish. And for those of you who don't know, those are Hap Borlei. And here are the OB zebras, doing really well again still. They're growing well, and they need to come out of here. I need to actually move angelfish into this tank, so I want to start breeding them again. And I haven't shown you the angels in so long. Anyway, they're all doing fine. But I would prefer to breed them over the crabenzas here, because Unfortunately, the cribenzas just don't show well in clients' tanks, and it's one of those things that unfortunately I kind of still have to keep an eye on. And also the other thing about cribenzas is it's almost impossible to sell them, so I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys. So I'm not going to try raising too many of them. As you can see, they are an absolutely lovely fish. I don't know why people don't like them any more than they do, but that's just the way it is. So anyway, thank you for watching. Leave comments, let me know what you think about all this. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.